the family has extended to another auntie. I thought I was the only nephew. So I am wondering. Yes. Okay, I'll accept no further extension to the family. But indeed, I must also congratulate you and celebrate you for your commitment to the entertainment industry and to the cultural industry as well. I have a few questions just to ensure that they are considered for future conversation as we move forward. The first starts with the entertainment registry. There has been an unfortunately low take-up relative to the number of persons who are practitioners. Right, so please, and also, what are the plans to take the registry to the people, as in have community calls, etc., because of the vast disperse of entertainment practitioners across the country? Are there plans to take the registration out into the communities so as to drive registration? You have highlighted a lot of the benefits that it has. Secondly, in those community engagements, the plans to promote the entertainment tools of trade. Quite a few practitioners are still unaware that they can benefit from tax reliefs from importation of tools of trade, extended from only the movies and now into all aspects of entertainment. And very few have taken up the full advantage of that, and therefore the communication. As we know, the vast majority in numbers of events are not large events. A lot of round robins, community events, and we have not heard of community entertainment zones as versus just large space, singular entertainment zones. Are there plans to have community zones so that the small activities can benefit from that exemption and grow based on that exemption? Another question is the systems of protection. We have seen many of our dances, for example, on stages of individuals no less than Beyonce. Dirty Wine was at the NFL Super Bowl, and the inventor of Dirty Wine was not acknowledged, nor Dirty Wine for the purpose of Parliament. but the inventor was not acknowledged, worse yet benefited financially from the what some would call piracy of our free-to-use cultural appropriation. And so there seems to be a need to extend the benefit from the immediate fashionability of it and the immediate excitement around it so that it extends further. And there needs to be a greater push for protection. The musicians have caught on and are seeking that protection, but there are other aspects of entertainment that they are not able to at this time. You spoke glowingly that entertainment should be, and rightfully so, compared to things such as tourism. And by extension, I'm hoping that we will be hearing about the Entertainment Enhancement Fund, in short order, similar to what we have for the Tourism Enhancement Fund, for the promotion of entertainment, the building of venues, and also the upgrade of venues. However, we should be very careful that we don't exaggerate some of the earnings that we are seeing here. For example, I see here Sumfest with an estimate of 7 days of spending for the average Jamaican, 16,000 Jamaicans in attendance. Sumfest on average is 2 days, maximum 3 days. And most of those persons would not be having a week of activity. So sometimes these exaggerated numbers may lead to policy directions that might not be sufficient. Additionally, while I see $49,000 per day for the visitor, one would presume that that also includes the room. And we're sure when Minister Ed Bartlett is here, that will also be counted as tourism as well. And they tripled when Ed is here, but that is something that we must be careful of as we move forward to indicate what aspects of spend are to be attributed to tourism and what aspects of spend are to be attributed to entertainment. I would posit that as tourism promotes itself as a key attractor, more of the spend should be contributed to the key attractor. And maybe that $20, Minister Grange, you can make a lobby effort for that TEF in those periods to come over to the ministry. The final two questions, the last one, sports as entertainment. In this list, I didn't see sporting activities registered as entertainment activities. And there is indeed sport and the opportunities for sport to create entertainment and generate income. And we have seen some of that with cricket when it was at its highest point, and we have seen it with football and track.
Just so you know, you're on your feet asking questions, not to make a presentation.
I have not made a presentation.
All right? So, no.
Well, but there was no content.
So you know, you are here, you are not the opposition spokesperson. You're a member, you ask questions. I agree with you that you had a number of questions. But when you start to make a presentation, that's when I will check and I will rule. So you will now end with, you say you have two last questions. Let's hear your last questions. Sorry, the next member, can you just turn your mic off, please? Go ahead, no.
I think that was a preemptive strike by the speaker, but that's fine.
You use your time wisely.
the control was discussed. But Mr. Speaker, I'm saying that sports is a viable form of entertainment for which I did not see included, and I'm wondering if that will be included. I was making some examples of types of sports, such as promotion of cricket or the promotion of football as entertainment, not only for the qualification process, but as a source of entertainment to be consumed and also to have visitors to visit. We know that there are some diasporas, for example, Indian diaspora in proximity in the United States, that cricket in Jamaica could be a viable option and opportunity for the consumption of cricket, and I wanted to know if that was involved. So that was really a question. And the final question that I had here, Mr. President, having thrown me off, Mr. Speaker, you see, I get less stress downstairs, but that is all right. Mr. Speaker, is heart and the role that heart is expected to play moving forward in the entertainment industry, in the establishment of a reasonable back of the stage core, but also in the promotions and the front of the stage activities. So those are things that I really wanted to ensure are considered moving forward as we move from green paper to white paper.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Just quickly, Minister, I want to join in congratulating you on returning to your I think it.
Before you go, I just want to bring it to the House attention that the consultant from the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association has completed a draft of amendment to the standing orders, and this will be presented to the Standing Order Committee in short order. Your mic was on, you know. I acknowledge you.
The point in my direction. All right, sir, I understand.
We'll pay attention to that.
All right, sir, I understand. Yeah, Northwest St. Catherine. Mr. Speaker, I too join with the leader of opposition business in the concern about the new practice of placing ministers on oversight committees. Indeed, Mr. President, while I acknowledge your statement that there will be, in short order, some review of the standing orders. Even if that is reviewed, the concern is not removed. Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, we'll get used to it over the next 20 years. But Mr. Speaker, the fact of the matter is that I stand not on hostility to any individual, but out of loyalty to a process of democracy that has served us well. Mr. President, the Westminster system for which we practice has a fusion of power, Mr. Speaker, has a fusion of power which calls for the legislature and the executive to sit in the same house. That has allowed for efficiency of government, that has removed, in many cases, the probability of shutdowns that we have seen in other spaces across the world and gridlock. But that efficiency must also acknowledge and accept that there is a need and a purpose still for separation. That need and purpose cannot be ignored by the simple fact that the fusion. The speaker is speaking. Yes, as long as I'm being recorded. They answered, yes. So, Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, now that I have your attention, I want to reiterate that importance of separation. Mr. Speaker, what we have here with ministers being on oversight committees is that he or she that should be overseen is now offering oversight. The overseer is now overseeing themselves. And that not only is an affront to the process of democracy, but the perception of the public that there is light being shone in the direction and areas that they themselves are interested for the light to be shone. Mr. Speaker, no one hear me today. But Mr. Speaker, what we have recognized here is that almost every single committee has ministers on those committees. And in some cases, not only are they present, but they are chairing these committees. Indeed, it shifts the process from an arena of oversight to a ring of self-defense, where persons therefore move to the point that they must protect themselves. Indeed, those less exposed to the realities of democracy may argue that they can simply recuse themselves, but that does not solve the malice that exists. Indeed, ministers have a commitment to collective responsibility, and therefore any single ministry in front of a committee is actually under his own supervision because he was a part of the plans, he was a part of the decision, and he was sworn to the duty of collective responsibility. When we look across the world, we recognize that this practice is frowned upon. In Britain itself, this practice is frowned upon. In Canada, the practice is frowned upon. And recently in Australia, they said that even the majority of the government is a breach to the democratic process of oversight, and that the opposition should actually have majority for real and serious oversight. There can be no... The most fundamental purpose. And you know, one of those who should be protecting oversight as a backbencher is now promoting not being a chair of any of those committees that is there. But you know, I want you promoted. I'm going to stand on your behalf. But Mr. President, Mr. President, the real purpose The real purpose of the legislature is to protect the interest of the people from the abuse of power from the executive. And that is deflated and defeated by the proposals that we have heard here today. Therefore, Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, I ask the government and I ask you, sir, to review the proposals that are putting persons who are in the executive to also be, no worry, to be on the oversight committees. With that, Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Member from West Central St. James.